Good day everyone, my name is Abochi Kojo and I'm an electrical and electronics student level 300 at Accra Technical University. Today I'll be presenting my assignments on the Arduino Uno, focusing on a schematic diagram, the PCB design and the 3D view using the keycard. So most of us don't know what keycard is. Keycard is an electronic design automation software that we use for printing circuit boards. So the first stage of my work was the schematic diagram. So a schematic diagram is the electrical representation of a circuit. So it shows how all the electronic components are connected without considering their physical position on the board. So in the design, I placed my main components of the Arduino Uno, including the capacitors, the resistors, the voltage regulator, the reset circuit, the power supply, and the digital and analog input pins. So after placing these components, I connected them according to the Arduino Uno circuit design and performed an electrical rule check to ensure there were no connection errors. So the second stage was the PCB design. After completing the schematic, I transferred it to the PCB editor in the keycard. So as you can see on the screen, this is the PCB design. So here I assigned footprints on all the components and arranged them properly on the printed circuit board. Then I routed the copper tracks to create electrical printed circuit board, connecting them between the components. So during this process, I made sure the traces did not overlap and that there were no enough spacing between them. Finally, I performed a design rule check to confirm that the PCB met the required design standard and was ready for the manufacturing. So the final stage was the 3D view. So the 3D model allows me to inspect the placement of the components and verify the board dimensions and ensure that all the components were placed correctly positioned. So this helps identify any mechanical problem or error before the board is manufactured. So through these assignments, I learned the complete PCB design process using the keycard, from creating the schematic design to the designing of the PCB layout and the viewing of the finished board in the 3D. So as you can see, this is the 3D. And I also gained a better understanding of how Arduino Uno is designed and how electronic circuits are transformed into physical printed circuit boards. Thank you all for your attention.